And now we would like to try this relative and absolute cell address. This is one of the most important parts that you guys will need to understand. This is probably the first part where students get a little bit confused about Excel. So relative versus absolute cell address. Okay. So by default, Excel is referencing other cells in a relative manner. What I mean is, let's try, or let's try this one here. So these two, in this equation, here is an equation, right? This equation is referencing E41, this blue cell, times this red cell. Um, However, how Excel is recognizing this thing is this E41 is two cells left to myself times one cell left to myself. That's how it is recognizing this. So if I copy this one and paste it, like for example here, it gives me 0. The reason why is it is referencing two cells left to myself and one cell left to myself. Those are the two, this blue and red. Again, this blue is two cells left, and this red is one cell left. Okay, so it's referencing other cells relative to myself. Okay, so it's relatively two cells left and one cell left. Or if I want to try some other stuff, I say I had 22 and then I had 55. And then here is this cell times that cell. Okay. For some reason, I'm just doing this math. Okay. Or let's square this guy. And now I have this result. Okay. If I copy this one and paste it here, it's giving me a weird number. What's happening there? Huh. So you see, this blue cell here means it's one, two, three cells left, one, two, three, four, five, 6 cells above, and 3 and 6, right? So from here, it's one, two, three, one, two, three, four, five, 6 cells above. It is this blue cell is what? It is the relative location towards myself. Okay, right? 3 cells left, 6 cells above. That's this F. Or here, originally it's coming from there, right? So the the referencing here or this equation is I'm not looking for this cell absolutely. I'm just looking for cells that has 3 cells left, 6 cells above, 2 cells left, 2 cells above. That's what I'm looking for. So if I copy this equation over here, it's doing the same thing. 3 cells left, 6 cells above. That's this cell. 2 cells left, 2 cells above. That's that cell. So they are multiplying these two and getting me here. If I copy this one and paste it, I copy this and paste it. Copy this, and then let me paste it somewhere else. Like if I paste it here, it's giving me 0 because 3 cells left, 6 cells above, there's nothing there. 2 cells left, 2 cells above, there's nothing there. So it's giving me 0. Okay, so these copy and paste or the cell referencing, they are all by default, it's referencing in a relative way. However, there can be some cases, even though I copy and paste, I still want to reference these two cells. Like for example, if I copy and paste down here, it's going to be 0 because there's nothing in these cells, right? Like 2 cells, 3 cells left, 6 cells, there's nothing there, right? However, if I want to still keep this thing in there, one thing I can try is I can put a dollar sign. So if I put a dollar sign here, I'm now locking this cell or column I. So column I is going to be locked. Okay. And here I'm this here means it's 3 cells left and then the 6 cells above. But from now on, because now have this dollar sign in front of my column I, this I is going to be locked. So if I copy this equation and if I copy here, it's doing a weird thing now. You see, previously it was all this a relative referencing, but now as I copy this thing over there, it's giving me 0 because what's happening here is it's locking this column I. Do you see that thing? It's from here, it's 3 cells left, but now from now on, it's not doing that 3 cell left. It's only referencing 6 cells above my cell. And my column is locked to I. So that thing is copied here. My column is locked to I. It's not 3 cells left, right? And only the relative location 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's referencing the 6 cells above myself. However, this red cell is just doing as before. It's 2 cells left, 2 cells above, right? It's 2 cells left, 2 cells above. If I want to lock my row number as well, I can put a dollar sign in front of my 41. So now wherever I copy this thing, it's always going to reference this location because my column number is locked and my row number is locked as well. So now if I need to have this one there, right? If I copy this one and if I paste it here, and if I double click this guy, it's going to reference this cell. You see, it is referencing this cell because I lock the cell number, uh, the row and column numbers. But for this red cell, I didn't do anything. So it's still referencing 2 cells left, 2 cells above. See, it's referencing this absolute location, right? But for the other cell, it's referencing 2 cells left and 2 cells above. Okay, so that's the difference between absolute and relative cell referencing. So by default, it's everything is referenced in a relative way. It's like 3 cells left, 6 cells above, or here it's this range, like 3 cells left to myself and 1 cell left to myself. Between those 2 cells, everything I'm selecting. Or from this equation, 2 cells left, 1 cell left. That's what I'm referencing. So if I copy and paste here, it's going to give me 0 because nothing in 2 cells left, nothing in 1 cell left myself. However, if I had this equation as like that. So what, or let's just to have one. So if I'm putting a dollar sign in front of this 41, it means this line 41, this horizontal line is being locked. Okay, so if I have this here, I copy and paste, you see, it's referencing 2 cell left to, so from this cell, it's 2 cell left, but it's not following me to this row 36. It is still referencing this 41 because my 41 is locked. But do you see this guy? Here, I did not lock anything, so it's just 1 cell left to myself. And that's just following here, one cell left to myself. If I lock this 41 as well, and if I copy this guy, you see, it's referencing these two. It's referencing this row 41. Okay? All right. So that's how, so to route to, for absolute referencing, use this $sign, right? Okay, so here I want you guys to try this activity where I want you guys to find the tax. And let's say the tax rate was 8%. Now your table is slightly updated like that. And I want you guys to find the corresponding tax value and find the total here. So now we have a table like this. So find the tax for each element and then also find a grand total. And use absolute cell referencing. Okay? All right.